Good afternoon, Flo. Yes, indeed, you are right. We seem to have some conflicts that are still continuing, emanating from the Concord judgment that was made yesterday at the Braamfontein in the Constitutional Court, which gave the full mandate of the Thembezile faction, which is the minority of the whole Shembe, church. Because as you know that yesterday it's only one leader that was made, the decision was final, and then it was the last one because this was coming from an apex court in the country, the highest court in the country, declaring Thembezile faction as the only rightful people to ascend to the throne of the Ebuhleni or Shembe, or otherwise known as Nazareth Baptist Church. Well, today they've just concluded a meeting to say that they are here just to determine or they pave the way forward in terms of how they will go on about, in terms of also how to ascend to the throne, because we know that previously, soon after the Supreme Court of Appeal in Bloemfontein, there was a resistance coming from Mduduzi side from Ebuhleni, because the Thembezile faction was also announced as the winner, so they wanted to ascend to the throne, but they met a resistance from there. Even the sheriff, who was sent to save some papers to say that we only have one leader now, was also attacked. So, but today we are here in Durban following that Concord judgment yesterday with the leaders who have just met to pave the way forward in terms of also how to inherit some of the assets that were frozen since from the beginning of this trial or civil trial from 2011, soon after the death of their leader, Vusi Khumalo. Let me talk to one of the members who's also the spokesperson of the Nazareth Baptist Church and also coming from Thembezile faction. I know that he will fight with me to say that he belongs to Thembezile faction after yesterday's court judgment. So, Mr. Shembe, just tell the whole world now, as we are listening and also watching, what is the way forward? Because we know there was some resistance before in terms of you ascending to the throne on behalf of your leader, Kanyawelanga.
Thank you, Vusi. Good afternoon, and the viewers at home. Yes, we note the judgment that flowed from the Concord yesterday, and based on that judgment, we are quite happy that we have reached the end. Probably we will say the end of part one of this case, but to us it's the end of this case. We acknowledge the judgment, and we are happy that finally the truth has come out. It's not for the first time that we are winning this case. From Durban High Court right up to Concord, we have always been winning this case when they were putting the case on appeal. Now the way forward is for us to follow the legal process if we meet the resistance. But thus far, after yesterday's judgment, we have not done anything as an attempt to go back to Ebuhleni because we have just received the judgment yesterday, and then our lawyers are going through it. But we'll be able to pave the way forward legally. Right now, what Inkosi Kanyawelanga has said yesterday is that all the members of the Nazareth Baptist Church at Ebuhleni are welcome to continue to practice as the members of the Nazareth Baptist Church. No one will be disciplined irrespective of which leader he had followed. So everyone is welcome, but we are not imposing ourselves to people. Those who want to accept him, they will be able to. They will be embraced at the church.
Okay, we know that just about 2 hours ago there was a media briefing by the majority of the faction, Ebuhleni, who are saying though they do note and also acknowledge as well as respecting the Concord's decision yesterday, but their leader remains Mduduzi Shembe. What's your comment to that?
You see, part of the judgment, it upheld the constitution of the Nazareth Baptist Church at Ebuhleni. And that constitution was adopted in 1999. And it is very clear that in terms of the church constitution, for you to be a member of the Nazareth Baptist Church, firstly, you must accept that this is the rightful leader, this is the leader of the Nazareth Baptist Church. If you do not accept him, you automatically cease to be the member of the Nazareth Baptist Church. So we have heard those rumors that there were some people, we're not too sure in terms of their local standing, but what we are clear from where we are, they are no longer the members of the Nazareth Baptist Church if they do not accept ukuthi Inkosi Msebe was the rightful leader and his successor in office, of which is Ugukhanya Kwelanga, is the rightful leader. So if you do not accept that he is the rightful leader, then you are not a member of the Nazareth Baptist Church. So they have a choice to accept him or not to accept him. But if they've got any matter that they would like to raise, then our question is, who are they? They must then establish the local stand. Because there is no, Mduduzi is no longer the leader, as it was alleged, based on the Concord decision. And there is nothing further in law that he can execute. The only option he has, and they have with his followers, is to start something totally different from the Nazareth Baptist Church. That is the only thing that they are allowed that is allowed to do, is to start something totally different from the Nazareth Baptist Church. But anything that belongs under Ebuhleni Nazareth Baptist Church legally belongs to the leader, which is Ukhanya Kwelanga. So there is only one legal leader. Then if there are rebels, we will deal with the rebels if there is a need. But for now, for you to, if you are saying you are a member of the Nazareth Baptist Church, then you must be accepting the leader Ukhanya Kwelanga, because that's what the Constitution says, and that's what the Constitution stipulates, because the Constitution has now been adopted as the supreme document of the Nazareth Baptist Church at Ebuhleni. Anything contrary to the prescription of that Constitution is invalid.
So when are you taking over the headquarters at Ebuhleni in Nanda?
Right now, it's not our priority for that. The leader at the right time will be able to announce once all the processes are followed. Remember, there are many processes that needs to be ironed out after the judgment that we need to go, that we need to follow through. But it's not our priority right now. Is to ensure that all legal challenges that might emanate, we are able to handle them well, so that when we move smoothly. Because our intention is to make sure that there is peace and tranquility, and it prevails amongst the church, amongst the members of the church.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yes, that's Nkululeko Mthetho, who's a spokesperson for the Nazareth Baptist Church, otherwise known as Shembe. Well, the comments emanate from the Concourt's judgment that was made yesterday. Let us go to the ad break.